everyone. Today I want to talk to you about 3 different strategies to get close to God. And I have a longer video of tips on how to get closer to God. I'll put that down in the description for this. But this one is more of a 3 different communication styles to get close to God. The first one is the Daniel strategy. If you remember Daniel in the Bible, he spoke with God 3 times a day. Probably he talked to him more than that, but he specifically made a plan to talk to God 3 times a day. And if you think about it, if you're trying to get close to a real person in life, if you had a little 5-minute time to talk to them in the morning and didn't talk to them anymore throughout the day, how close to them would you be? So if you try this strategy, you could think about doing different things for different times of the day. So in the morning, you could do a little Bible study. Then maybe at lunch, you could maybe just do a little, you could do intercessory prayer. You could put on some worship music. You could do contemplative practices. I have a little app called Reimagining the Examen that has you have a little time with God. You could do the Bible, the Bible app. What is it called? The YouVersion of the Bible app. Another app is the Pray As You Go app. So there's different apps you could use maybe for one of those times. And then maybe at the end of the day, you could do a little, just visit with God about the day. Or you could do like thinking through the day, confessing your sin, thanking Him for different things. So give 3 specific times. So how do you set that up? Well, I would say that depends on how often you meet with Him right now. So if you meet with Him once a day in the morning, then just try to add one more in. Try to add the lunchtime one in. And pretty soon that'll become a habit and you'll look forward to that. And then at that point, maybe add in that 3rd one. If you're not meeting with God at all right now, I would start really small. Think about what time of day will you be most likely to make yourself meet with Him. And then set an alarm on your phone and maybe start with 5 minutes a day and then work yourself up to more time. But start small and make it easy. Make it easy to meet with Him and make it hard not to meet with Him. So if you're going to set your alarm, put your alarm across the room, someplace where it'll be hard to turn it off. Okay, the second strategy I call the Brother Lawrence strategy. This is from Practicing the Presence of God. And he lived way back in the olden days. And what he did is he visited with God throughout the day. So he was constantly aware of His presence. He had a job in the kitchen. I think he might have been a monk. I'm not sure. But he just talks about how he had this ongoing conversation with God. And that's something you can do however busy you are. I think I remember somebody talking to Billy Graham and Billy Graham saying he did that. And I think I remember him saying, in fact, I'm talking to him right now as I'm talking to you. So again, that's something to develop. All of these things are things to develop. So don't expect to be able to just say, that's what I'm going to do. And then tomorrow be really good at it. No, it's one of those things where you're going to fail and you're going to forget. You won't feel like doing it. But if you keep persevering, you'll make it a habit. And I know with this strategy, some people will put alarms on their phone like every hour. And so if every hour they take a minute and talk to God, maybe it's only like for 20 seconds, you'll start getting into the habit of just always being in His presence, communing with Him. And it's so interesting. You guys know I talk about breaking habits through the renewing of the mind. I found that if you're in constant fellowship with God, usually you don't want to do your bad habits because you're in such close fellowship with Him. So that's kind of interesting too. Okay, the 3rd strategy I call the sanctification strategy. And with that, you'll choose something you want to work on, something you want to change about your life. It might be some negative emotion that's controlling you. It could be a sin, a reoccurring sin that you just can't get over. And start going to God for help with it. And I talk about this in my book, Renewing the Mind Project. I have a worksheet in there to help you choose a project and then tell you how to do it depending on what project it is. But I think the easiest type of project is an emotions project. It's the one where you see results the quickest. So let's say I pick a worry project. So I want to stop worrying. Okay, if I worry all the time, I'm going to want to pick a smaller area. So maybe every time I worry about my kids, I'm going to renew my mind. And with this type of project, you could do a topical Bible study in the morning that had to do with whatever you're trying to change. So, do a search on the internet, see if you can find any topical Bible studies. So in the morning, you could do a topical Bible study, and then a couple times a day, you could do, these renewing of the mind, and that will draw you near to God, help you visit with life visit about life with them, visit about your project. I found I get really close to somebody when we're open with each other, when we're helping each other, and that was what drew me to God. That's what brought me really close to him after years of kind of a humdrum relationship. I grew to rely on him, and with any kind of sanctification project, it always involves giving something up. Something else we want, and often something we want more than God. And when we want these other things more than God, they draw us away from him. We don't feel close to him. So as we learn to give up those other things we feel like we have to be happy, we start drawing near to God. So any of these three ways, they're good ways to get close to God. And one way I did not put down was to have a 5-minute devotion in the morning, and that's it. A lot of people say, oh, you're crazy. That's, you can't expect to spend that much time with God. But, the Bible says to seek him with all our hearts. And no matter what stage of life you're at, one of these methods is going to work for you. And you'll still be able to do it. So make that a goal. There's so many other things that are part of feeling close to God, like, believing that he loves you. Have you never noticed that when we think people don't love us, we don't feel close to them, even though they might actually love us? So there's different ways, different other things to think about. But this is a good start. And I also include the link to that podcast in the description that I made on, I think it's like maybe 5 steps to get closer to God. So I'd love to hear what you guys do to get close to God. Write it in the comments below, and subscribe to this video if you want more videos like this. Talk to you later.